We're here at the Ottawa Little Theatre, and we're going to discuss the play Now and Then by Grennan. We're lucky enough to have the director, Brian Cano, and we have one of the actors,
Denise, Shannon,
and Shae, Jalava.
Thank you. And the play is very interesting. Why did you choose the play to direct?
Well, I put my name in for it well over a year ago, and sometimes I say, gee, what was the reason I put down for wanting to direct this play? It's just it's a great story, and that's what we're doing here, storytelling. So I think it was a great story. So I wanted to get into the characters and let them come to life, because they really do have a lot to explore, and they reflect on people's choices and people's regrets perhaps, and all that kind of thing. So it was the storyline which really hooked me, I think.
The storyline is also very surprising, which is really delightful and entertaining for the audience. So how did you both feel approaching each other?
Hard to say how much we should say here without spoiling anything. But Shae and I, right from the beginning, felt that we could do this because we're very alike. And right from the beginning, I know I loved watching Shae rehearse and saying, okay, I'm going to incorporate that into what I'm doing.
Yeah, we had a lot in common and a lot of common ground, and we hit it off running right off the bat. We're bubbly, outgoing, and love to laugh, so that was easy to find commonalities between each other.
So on the serious side, did you do any self-reflection because of this play?
Absolutely. It's such, as Brian said, it's a play about the choices we make. It kind of reminded me of that movie Sliding Doors with Gwyneth Paltrow from the 90s, about if you go this way, this happens. If the sliding door is closed, this happens. If they don't, this happens. And that's what this play is about. And certainly I've thought about my life and the different choices I could have made along the way, and regrets or not regrets. And
the fork in the road, and you wonder which one you should have taken.
Yes, I'm getting married this fall. So speaking of choices in relationships and going down, paths of commitment, I'll be testing the waters myself. And so that's been a big self-reflection is, am I making the right choice? I obviously think I am. But then the play is prompting,
a lot of thought.
A lot of thought.
Yes. It's excellent the way it changes, because it leads you on to different places that you're not expecting to go. The second half, then the third part of the second half really changes. So it's a very interesting play. It's well written.
Yeah, well, I always thought when I was looking at that I guess I was busy directing the play, so I wasn't thinking about my own choices and such. But you can look at your life and say, oh yeah, I could have done this or I could have done that. But to me, it's what your life brings to you, what your life has brought to you, makes you who you are now, Like I could have said, well, I could have avoided that. Well, then I wouldn't be the same person I am today. The expression I used is, life is what happens when you're waiting for life to happen, And that's for me is what I sort of took out of all this. Is just, it can go as the man says in the second part. He says you go this way, this happens. You go that way, that happens. Is one better than the other? Not necessarily. It's just different,
Yeah. A lot of coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yes.
That's right, yeah.
And it's not worth second guessing.
Sometimes you end up in the same place you would have anyways.
Exactly.
As illustrates.
But this is different in that these characters weren't faced with, if I had done something moral instead of immoral, or if I had done something, that wasn't so destructive. No, they were faced with different choices which were morally ambiguous. That it was neither here nor there. It's just that it led them in different directions. So you push away all those judgment things aside, and you think, is one better than the other?
Yeah. And of course, life has circles as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is the beginning of the run, more or less. So I wish you all a very successful run and full house.
Thank you.
With a very good house this evening.
Great audience tonight.
Yeah, it really energized us.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think they walk off stage saying, "Oh my God, they laughed at that line." You know, we never thought of that as something that people would laugh at or whatever. And then another night, they don't laugh at a thing that we thought really would be funny. They don't laugh, but they're smiling.
There was a lot of pausing and waiting for the laughter tonight, which
It's like,
Yeah, but yeah, then there were a lot of interruptions as well.
Yeah, so we'll invite the audience and people to come and see this play because it's really entertaining and very thought-provoking.
Yeah. It'll run from Wednesday to Saturday next week, with a Sunday matinee following, and then Wednesday to Saturday the following week until April 19th.
Super, so you've got a lovely run ahead.
Now and Then by Shae Grennan. Ottawa Little Theatre is a volunteer organization. We're in our 112th season, so we've been around since God was a child, and this is a volunteer-based organization. So all directors, all designers, all actors, everybody on the crew, we're all volunteers. It's all community theatre-based, and we get some of the most amazing talent in the city. And of course, we do have a strong community theatre in this city, and people can go from one company to the other sometime. But Ottawa Little Theatre does attract the best. Sure.
Has a wonderful following, and you can see the heart of the theatre on stage and the love of theatre and the community here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
So I'd like to thank you all for spending time this evening to discuss this play.
thank you for having us.
Pleasure. Yeah.
thank you for coming to see it.
Yeah.
So we invite everyone to the Ottawa Little Theatre to see Now and Then and experience this wonderful play. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.